Hello, hello, my fellow entrepreneurial ladies and gentlemen. This is mostly for the ladies, but it can also benefit for the gentlemen as well. So, I am a professional photographer, a professional entrepreneur. I consider myself a social entrepreneur, really, because of the areas of interest that I'm in helping change the world, so to speak. My name is Beth. If you do not know me, you can also call me Babs. I'm the owner of Babs Photography, and I'm also a confidence coach. And I work with Christian women and men on healing and redefining their identity after trauma and heartbreak so that they can go on in life and flourish and have healthy relationships with themselves and others, after trauma or heartbreak. So I wanted to take a moment to share about self-care today. And I'm excited, I updated my website to have a resource page. And on that resource page, I almost said research. So on that resource page, I have some self-care items that I feel the ladies would enjoy, but also, you know what? Some of these things also gentlemen can enjoy as well. So I am definitely kind of like a girly girl, so to speak. But there actually are some items in there that I'm going to talk about and share about today, that's on my reference page. Like I said, gentlemen can enjoy too, because it's important that we all take time for self-care. And I am especially talking to entrepreneurs because, you know, uh, it's hard to be an entrepreneur. We're sometimes misunderstood. Sometimes we have successful days. Sometimes we have some not so successful days. And so, it's important that at the end of the day, especially when we're just like, I've had it for the day, that we take time to pour back into ourselves so that we're not pouring from a full cup, because sometimes, honestly, in life, we're not okay, for all sorts of reasons, personal or business reasons, and that's okay. But my resource page, I've created to, help people have a place they can go and get some self-care items, okay? Because it is so important that, we are in a good place as we're serving others through our businesses. So if you go to my website, babsphotographyllc.com, and I'm going to put the link as well in the comments to the website, you're going to see a resources tab. And you're going to just click on that, and it's going to take you to my new page. So here are some just business books at the top. But if you go down a little bit further, you are going to see, pardon my computer, it's a little slow moving. All right. You're going to see my favorite mindset books. So this is something, honestly, this first book, Fervent, A Woman's Battle Plan for Serious, Specific, and Strategic Prayer. I've read this. I love this book. This personally was my first book that I ever read on my personal healing journey intentionally, because I knew I needed things to change in my life. I knew I needed healing. I knew I needed self-care and all of these things. I knew I needed to love myself again after a traumatic event, but I didn't really know how to pray, even though I've been a Christian for years. I felt like I was missing something. And honestly, even though it says a woman's battle plan, I would say it would not hurt a man to read this either. There's some really great tips, and I love this book. This book laid out how to pray for the family, how to pray for your business, how to pray for yourself, how to pray for your future spouse or your current spouse. It just laid things out strategically. And I loved the book because she, at the end of each chapter, lays out some prayer points, after she talks about the prayer, and how to, pray for different aspects of life. She gives some, Bible verses and some points to like really hit on And then she puts little note cards in the back of the book. So you can actually rip out a card and write out your strategic plan in prayer. And honestly, sometimes we really just even need to pray for ourselves. We pray so much for other people, and even just praying for ourselves, or just knowing strategically how to pray, it gives us a sense of having self-control back again, especially if things in our business or any other aspect of our life is feeling a little bit out of control and we're at a loss. So I absolutely recommend, this is one of my self-care books that I recommend. This also was absolutely life-changing for me. This is for women, for men. This is for anyone. Maybe not a child, right? But I would say, maybe 17 and up. It could be it's never too late to heal ourselves. You could be 80 years old and I feel like still benefit from this book. And just FYI, no one is telling me to recommend these products or anything. I put this list together on my website as resources because I truly desire to help people heal. And I'll be honest, I've been really upset this week in my spirit. I felt so disturbed and so raw after reading the news about, Miss USA. She jumped from a building, or she fell from a building. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know what happened. But, honestly, she was accomplished. She was amazing, right? But clearly not okay. Something was not okay, and it's okay to be not okay. But in part, I felt like I should make this video today because I don't know who else is not okay. And sometimes, when we are accomplished, we feel like we're supposed to be the leader in our industry. We're supposed to be the leader of our business. We're maybe the only person in our family who's been successful, or whatever. People look up to us, and so we're embarrassed or ashamed to say that we're hurting inside and that things aren't quite right with us, that we're struggling with anger, or we're struggling with depression, or we're struggling with unforgiveness. And it just breaks my heart that someone who at the top of their Instagram page wrote God first, it looks like took her own life. And so I feel like as Christians, especially, and I am a Christian, we really need to speak with each other and let each other know that it's okay. It's okay if we're not okay, and we need to take time to learn how to, heal ourselves spiritually, emotionally, literally, like this book says. This book was something that I read right after a heartbreak, which had been preceded by, with a different person, a real traumatic event. It was rape. And, I was absolutely not okay, but I was embarrassed and I was ashamed, and I didn't want people to know I was not okay. And that being said, honestly, it's literally by God's grace and God leading me to the resources where I could learn how to heal and begin healing in all sorts of different ways, right? And this book was so deep. It gives so many different aspects, and it talks about things on an emotional level that a lot of times is neglected, unfortunately, I feel, by many churches. I do feel like there are new churches that are, coming up that have begun talking and helping people redefine TV. Pastor Jerry Flowers is one, church leader that I follow, that I listen to on a regular basis, who I know of, who does speak to the emotional, psychological levels of people being hurt, as well as this book. So it's just so important because we're so, we're, as people, we're just human, and sometimes we struggle, and sometimes we're hurt, and we're in need of healing. So this book, I highly recommend it. It was so pivotal because as this cover shows, this iceberg, this, like, only the tip of the iceberg is what we show, what we present on social media. Even in real life, sometimes we might show up in our business at a meeting and people only see the red lipstick, for example, or, like I'm wearing sequins right now. They might just see that. And then there's all of this other stuff that goes deep, miles deep, right? Our past, our hurts, and everything. So it's so important that we as entrepreneurs take care of ourselves, that we learn, um, and feel okay, with not being okay, and learn how to heal. So I want to just show you that I didn't just list these things. You can, through my resource page, either click down here where where is, the little blue link, or you can click right on the image, and it will take you straight in a second. It's going to take you straight to my affiliate link, and then you'll be able to order it right then and there, right? You won't have to go anyplace else, right? That's the whole point of this resource page, is to make it easy, make these resources to help you, like, quick, accessible, easy to get to. So this is my second thing here. Also, another powerful book now, um, Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind. Uh, and our minds, we have a lot of thoughts. What would drive someone to commit suicide? That the battle in that, in the mind that goes on, is, in my opinion, really demonic, that would cause someone to want to take their own life. And I was never suicidal at any point in my life, but I do remember distinctly on many occasions asking God to take my life. So I guess you could say it was and I was really in a dark place, right? And the things that I was battling in my mind, with my self-esteem, with my self-confidence, with the value that I felt I did not at that time bring. And now I understand, I really had to transform my thought process. I really had to learn how to fight back against the attacks that I was going through in my mind. And so this book was actually the second book that I read on my healing journey. The first one was Being Fervent. The second one was Battlefield of the Mind. Actually, even though I have this listed before Battlefield of the Mind, this was my third book that I read. So these books have been absolutely pivotal to me in my own healing journey. I highly recommend them to anyone who needs self-care. And I also believe you could probably get them on Audible. I'm sure that they're also available in audio version. If, you don't have the time to, just sit down because of your schedule, maybe you're a mother or father or whatever. And have many responsibilities in addition to just being an entrepreneur. Maybe you're a part-time entrepreneur and a full-time employee at a company and a parent and a friend. You know what I'm saying? So maybe an Audible book would be better if you feel like reading a book is too overwhelming for me right now. Where there's a will, there's a way. And so also, I'm willing to help anyone who needs to figure out how to make time in their schedule for their self-care. I am more than happy. Just reach out to me and I will happily show you how, you can organize your schedule a little bit better to make time for taking care of yourself, for taking care of your mental health, and all of that. And the last item here, let me tell you, our relationships, who we surround ourselves with, especially as entrepreneurs, I feel is so important, because we are misunderstood. People don't get us. You're like, yeah, that sounds like an interesting idea. Good luck with that. But I don't really get it. People do not always get what we're trying to accomplish, and that's absolutely okay. And you know what? It's also okay if you are married or dating someone and they don't really get the idea, as long as they're supportive, right? Our relationships, who we have, not only as our friends, but a partner, a life partner, is so important. And we do not want to be misaligned, right? We do not want to be joined and become one with the person who is on a different page than we are. We want to make sure that we are aligning ourselves with people who are going to be able to support us spiritually, emotionally. Marriage, especially if that is a long-term goal for you and you're not married yet, or if you are married, you would know this. It's kind of a long journey, and there's so many different aspects to ourselves. And at least if we can get ourselves, I believe, aligned with someone who is like at a same, moral level, they have the same values as we do, as well as um, same, the same idea of purpose. You know, it doesn't like, I'm not saying that people have to be doing the exact same thing in life, but what I am saying is there has to be respect and support for each other and their purpose. And somehow, that person that we are with, that we are partnered with, needs to help us to continue moving forward in a purpose, not stifling us and holding us back. So this is a game. It's a dating game called Let's Make Sure We're on the Same Page. There's also a couples version. If you click on this link, I'm just going to show it to you. So if you decided you wanted to make sure that the person you're thinking about, being with as a partner is on the same page with you, you'll see there's a dating edition, and then there's a we're together edition. Let me read correctly. All right. So, there's also a couples version. So, it's always good as a couple too, to make sure, maybe you've been together with someone for 10 years, to make sure that you're, kind of getting back in alignment with one another. So relationships are, I believe, honestly, to me, above my business, above anything else, the thing that I love the most about life is the people who I love. And so, relationships are so important. They really do sometimes make us or break us. So I'm going to skip this. These are just some photography essentials, but that's not the other thing. This is the other thing. Now, this is where I'm talking to my ladies. I love beauty products. I did not list all of the beauty products that I love here. I could absolutely recommend some more. I'd love to talk about this. Maybe I'll make more videos on beauty products. But my Babs beauty basics. So castor oil, oh my goodness. Okay. I like things that are organic. Our skin is our largest organ. Whatever we put on our skin gets all into our system. It gets into our blood. It gets processed through our liver, everything, right? It's going to go everywhere in our body because it's absorbed into our skin. So I like to buy things that are organic, natural, clean beauty, so to speak. So I use this every night. It is certified organic, and I find it, so I am a photographer, and the downside to being a photographer is that once I, am looking through my viewfinder, I am squinting, particularly with my left eye. And so actually, if I squint and I got really close, you would see that I actually have lines here that I don't even have here. So I like this for, moisturizing, for hydrating my eyes, because as a photographer, the whole squinting thing has actually not been so good for the beauty aging around my eyes. It's been a little tough. So the castor oil has helped me a lot with that, but you can use it for your hair products, and you can use it in body products. I'm sure, I don't know, I'm not a man, I don't have a beard, but you might be able to mix it in with some beard oil products. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. If I am wrong, I apologize, but I feel like men could maybe use it too. You can use it for, eyelash, and this one has, as you see, like a little wand, so you can put the castor oil like on your lash line to help grow your eyelashes. And then this little brush is fun. I have one, because this is the one that I have, obviously, in my bathroom, and I just use it to kind of fluff up my eyebrows and encourage my eyebrows to keep growing, because I like having natural brows. Here, it's just Pacifica. These are not the only face masks I use, but they are some of my favorite face masks. Honestly, at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to take care of yourself. Like I said earlier, you may have just felt like, I have had enough today. Like, I am done. I need a treat. And, treating ourselves can sometimes get a little expensive. And I'm not saying skip the spa, it's not wrong to go to the spa. But sometimes, you just need a little pick me up right away. And these are super inexpensive. You can put one of these on your face. Hold on, let me scroll down to here. You can get like a little face roller, right? Which I've listed here as one of my favorites, right? And you just kind of massage your face with the face mask. You can do it laying down on your couch. Lay down. My grandmother every day, she lived to 95. One of her secrets, aside from eating garlic every day, she ate garlic on toast every day. It's like a whole little another side self-care trick for our health. But she took what she called 20 winks every day. She literally took time to rest. And she lived on a farm, so she had farm animals to take care of in addition to my mom and my aunt to raise. She was a wife, so she had her husband to take care of. And she was a seamstress, so she went to work and spent all day at a sewing machine sewing dresses for the ladies of America. And so that's what she did, and she made it. She took my mom, like as a child, I remember visiting her in the summer, and she'd be like, "We're gonna take 20 weeks." Okay, Bob. And for me as a child, it was boring. But my mom said that she did it even when she was a child. So like this was a lifelong habit that my grandmother had, was just taking a time out, resting and relaxing. And it took her to 95 years, so I guess all that to say is, get yourself like a little sheet mask, get yourself, you can get like a little roller if you don't have one, and just kind of give yourself a little mini facial at home, and just like take a 20-minute break. We can find 20 minutes in our day just to relax and recharge and refresh our spirits and our bodies, because, we also need to take care of our physical body, right? That helps us feel emotionally and spiritually healthy as well. This is great, especially in summer, if I get bug bites. See, I'm itching myself now thinking about like a mosquito bite or something. This just great for soothing the skin. So it's my go-to. Different gel I get, especially, around that time of month, every month, I tend to get breakouts a little bit. And so I've used this different gel. It just kind of helps keep me glowing and my skin clean. It's really about the only chemical that I really put on my face. I try to do clean beauty. This is definitely not clean beauty. This is definitely chemicals. But then my pride for, trying to get rid of, acne when it decides to flare up once a month, kind of, I guess I'll say, overrides my desire for full clean beauty. But it's, been amazing. Also, frankincense. Oh my gosh, I learned about this through a makeup artist who I follow initially on Instagram, and I love it. It's by Neil's Yard. It has frankincense oil in it. There's also a facial oil that I use. If you reach out to me, I can tell you about it. I can send you the link. It's Allure Beauty, and she puts like frankincense oil in her facial oil, and then this also has frankincense in it. It is so good for the skin. Skin loves it. It's natural, and it's just good. It's also, frankincense is good for the immunity and good for the nervous system as well. So this is just another little side note. If you have any essential oils, or if you're into essential oils, get a frankincense oil. You can take a little frankincense oil, rub it on your spine. You can rub it on the bottom of your feet. You can diffuse it. And it's actually just really healthy. It's really great. But this cream is really age defying. It does what it says. I love it. And my skin, especially in the winter, is super, super, super happy with it. So that's why I put that there. Aveda Botanical Intensive Strengthening Mask. It smells divine. So if you just want a little self-care in the morning, when you're getting ready in the shower, you don't need a lot of it. It is super, like it says, intense. It's intensive. Just put a little bit on your hair and just like leave it on your hair to mask while you're sudsing up, and rinse it out off before you get out of the shower. And it just smells so good, and it's just like a nice self-care because obviously your hair feels good, but just the smell of it, it does say botanical repair, and it smells like a garden. So sometimes a lot, just having nice things to smell when we're getting ready in the morning just helps that whole process of getting ready and getting our day started to just be more enjoyable. And it's the little things in life that make life more enjoyable for us. And like I said, I love the smell of it, as well as I do like how my hair feels afterwards. So it's kind of a nice combination. And this, I actually don't own this yet. This is like on my to buy list, but I went hiking with a couple friends this past spring. And my friend had, this massage gun. It's basically a massage gun. It's for athletes. And let me tell you, it felt so good. So again, just like our self-care, taking care of our physical body and just, massaging the tension away, after a hard day, or maybe you've, worked out and you're feeling like a little bit sore or whatever, nice little thing to pull out. Two other things, I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier in the sense of, our nutrition is important. When I was talking about my grandmother and the garlic, but this here, collagen, is really great for, our joints. It's really good for keeping our skin healthy. And well, as it says, it does hydrate the skin. I find the idea of, so when I make a smoothie in the morning and I have fresh raspberries and fresh pineapple and coconut juice and sea moss and banana and, oh my gosh, what else do I put in my smoothies? Vanilla, a little bit of cayenne pepper, actually, whatever you want for seasonings. I kind of mix it up sometimes. But I find the idea of having all these fresh plant-based things with an animal collagen product, it kind of nauseates me, to be honest. So I had to look around. I tried and wasted my money on about 3 different types of collagen powders before I discovered the Plant Fusion, which is literally all plant-based. It's vegan. If you're vegan, I'm not vegan. I do eat meat on occasion, but I find that having the plant-based collagen, it is nice. It does help my skin, and it is helping your skin staying youthful looking and healthy is obviously an important part of self-care. And when we look good, we feel good about ourselves as well. That does help boost and keep our self-confidence and everything up. Obviously beauty is only skin deep, of course, right? So we have to be beautiful on the inside as well, in our heart. But yes, when we feel good and when we look, when we look good, we do feel better about ourselves. And so, the collagen is a great way to help keep your skin looking nice, as well as it is good for your bones and your joints and everything. But like I said, this is all plant-based, and that's what I like about this. And then this one also is super good for the immunity. It's really good for detoxing, right? There's a lot of things out in the atmosphere. I live in a city, I live in Brooklyn, it's not known for having, fresh air like the country, right? So there's all sorts of pollutants and everything that, on a daily basis, I'm breathing in, whatever. So just to detox, keep my immunity up, my antioxidants up and everything. Spirulina, I always have a hard time saying it. that is something that I will toss into my smoothies in the morning as well. And like I said, it's great for the immunity. And when we are healthy, when our bodies are functioning, right, we do feel better about ourselves. I mean, think about it. If you're sick, you are a little bit more likely to be depressed. Now, obviously, you could be in radiant physical health and still have, poor mental health, still feel depression and everything. So I'm not saying that, you're guaranteeing to, have no problems in life if you're physically healthy. But when our body is, healthy physically and we're feeling strong, inside in our muscles, in our bones, in our organs, right? It does help our minds to be in a healthier place as well. It does help our attitudes and everything. So that's why I put these, even though, it's my beauty things, it does help us with our beauty. And so I hope that this little video is going to help you with your self-care, that it's going to help you just feel a little bit more pampered. It is important to pamper ourselves, whether we are men or whether we are women. Pampering is definitely something I think women do think more about. And like I said, some of these things are kind of girly, right? And that's okay. But it's fine. Men can enjoy these things as well, these products as well. So that's not what I meant to do. But oops. But yes, so I hope that this video was enjoyable for you. Feel free if you have any questions. I would be more than happy to help you. If you're struggling, you need someone to talk to or whatever, I'd be happy to set up an appointment and figure out, if, like I said, I do confidence coaching as well. So feel, to speak with you and find out if, we would be a good fit to work together and I could maybe help you with things in your life that you may be struggling with. But feel free, drop a comment below this video. Let me know how you liked it, how it helped you, if you've tried any of these products already, or if you decide to order something, and try it out to, give yourself a little extra self-care this week or next week or beyond, right? If you try out read any of the books or try out the game, please let me know. I'd love to know how they help you, how this resource page is supporting you and helping you just stay in a good place emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So, all right, have a wonderful rest of your day and peace.